the client's in town. Joe drove up from Georgia yesterday to come take a look at the Mr. Jones project. He has not seen his car since it was on the car trailer when he dropped it off. And he doesn't know, he didn't know, other than seeing the videos, what it looked like.
Hey guys, I'm Joe, Steve's younger brother, just up from Georgia, 12-hour drive. And I'm here today seeing my car for the first time since September. Back in September, it was a complete car, and now it is in pieces, obviously, as you've seen in the videos, which I edit. So I get to see what the process is, but I don't see it in person. So first time I'm here since the car's been taken apart, and it's a sight, that's for sure. All right, guys, we're gonna go pull the cover off of this shell that we have. And we are going to cut that section out of the firewall around the steering column that we need and use that for my car.
Harvesting original GM parts. Joe got it out. This is the section of the firewall that we took out of the shell outside. And there's really no rot to speak of here. So rather than patch the pieces on the firewall on the W31, we'd rather use an original donor. So what I've done is marked off here where I intend to cut. So we'll go into the brake master cylinder mounting positions here, so we have this properly clocked. And these lines here, we can always make them bigger, but this is where we're going to cut initially. And then we'll take this piece, lay this piece on the donor piece, and that's how we'll start with our cuts. Here's the part we excavated from the shell outside. And we obviously cut the firewall, and we just spent a fair amount of time getting it to fit the way we want it to fit. And you know, I cut halfway through the master cylinder mounting hole so we have it clocked right. And this is kind of sort of how it's going to go. And we have holes in the back of this, so we'll be able to spot weld from the back of this to the original locations of those welds. There's the accelerator pedal mount. This will all get sucked up in there. So not so shabby, not so shabby. It's not a perfect piece. It's got a little of the Mr. Jones patina, but we'll work with that. But at least it's better than what we had for sure. Okay, so let's burn this in. We'll just tack it in probably, right? We'll tack it in, we'll show how it looks, and then we'll continue the welding and do some metal finishing. Ideally, the goal is that it looks like it was never replaced. So I'm just really And then I'll do that. And then well, there it is, tacked in and then stitched in. Obviously, we're going to grind all these welds, but it is officially part of the car. The shell is now officially part of Mr. Jones. Oh, it doesn't look so bad in there. All right, we'll grind it up and it'll look a little bit better. Well, there it is, all welded in and ground smooth, almost like it never happened. Again, what we're looking at here is the Firewall steering column piece from that donor shell that we have outside, because the original one for Mr. Jones was all rotted. As a matter of fact, what I'll do here, this is it. This is what we took out. We cut this section out of both cars, and what I wanted to do is use the original location again of from the brake master cylinder and for the gas pedal holes to have this be perfectly, clocked, so we know exactly where it was supposed to go. So that's what we did. We cut that out, we welded that in, we smoothed the welds out, made everything look nicey nice, and there it is. No more rot in yet another piece of this car. And we'll move on to some more stuff. I think what we've done is got the floors fit the way I want them. Again, they're not getting welded in until I get this thing sitting back on the frame. The floors will be, put in with just sheet metal screws. I'll tack those cross members in, the floor supports, and we'll set it on the frame. But what we're gonna do now is just kind of work on this firewall, start putting some more periods at the end of sentences of what has to be done on this car. Probably gonna skip from here, knowing that the inside of the car is starting to get done as far as the rockers and stuff. A little spot over here that I'm gonna fix. Okay, that goes behind the heater box. Then I think we're gonna turn around and start working on the back end. But that's encouraging, isn't it? Some nice shiny new metal. Joe and I did a lot of work on this thing to get it to fit the way we wanted. All right, everybody, thanks so much for watching.